Hey guys, I wanted to make a video real quick talking about the loan that I posted yesterday. I'm just kind of lounging in bed. It's Saturday morning. We're on shutdown, so excuse the casual look. Okay, so yeah, I appreciate all the congratulations and everything. For me, it was just so exciting to like every win is very exciting. You know what I'm saying? Because we just get told no so much in this country as foreigners. And so I was just really excited to have a win, you know what I'm saying? Cuz like even things that are so minor, get denied because of being a foreigner and especially being black and things like that. So I was really excited and I think thank you guys for all of your support. So I wanted to post a video talking about it. Um First I want to sum up just like what we did and the person someone asked me what was the admin process like. So last week we went to the bank and asked them if we wanted to get a loan, what would we need, like what kind of paperwork. Um, of course, the first thing the bank teller said was, "I don't think it's possible," but is she on your family registry? Because I went there with my husband and he said, "Yeah, she's on my family registry." He's like, "Okay." Um, we needed our tax forms, my tax form showing that I don't owe the Korean government any taxes. That's the reason why we went for the loan right now, because I just paid off my taxes and end of the year is coming, so soon I'll have a new tax bill. So we wanted to hurry up and get some kind of loan before um, I my tax thing wasn't zero anymore, like my tax bill. So we had to get a paper showing them I didn't owe any taxes to the Korean government. You cannot get a loan if you owe any taxes. Um, my income, like income tax information, as well as the business license. And one thing that we had to do is we had to put the store building was not in my name. I was never really concerned with that. Just the store, Honey Hair, is in my name, but the building that is in was in my husband's name. So we had to change that to my name, the lease to my name. So you have to have a lease uh in your name for your business. And when we got the lease paper, we put on it that I put like a huge deposit down, which may or may not be true. So we brought them a lease showing that I had a huge deposit on it. Uh, and that's the one thing about having my husband as someone that helps me with these things. It's not just that he's my husband is Korean, is that he always thinks like what would work with Koreans. Like he always thinks about like their mindset. And he one thing that he did, I didn't even know he did it, was like he thought, if it looks like I have a lot of money tied up in a security deposit, it looks like I have a lot of money. I just don't have access to it right now. So those are the paperwork. That's the paperwork that we brought. But again, you'd want to go to the bank and ask them what they would need um, from you. So when we got there, he so that's like a summary of what happened. And we didn't get the like I said, we didn't get the loan just because of the coronavirus, even though it's like perfect timing. We had a plan to start getting loans in my name a couple years ago, but we knew we had to pay the taxes off first. And I just did that last month. About exactly last month I paid my taxes off. Um so now I'll talk about the process a little bit. And so that's the summary if you want to just get off the video now. Um and now I'll just go into more detail about my experience. And some things I say, if I say anything that sounds like racist or prejudiced, like that's it just is what it is. Like I'm not gonna try to censor myself or be politically correct. Um, so one thing is that I don't speak Korean. Like I speak Korean casually, but um that is one benefit. If you say if you're not married to a Korean but you speak Korean, you will have a much better chance of being able to secure things like loans and stuff like that in Korea, because they'll feel more comfortable with you and your investment in Korea. That's basically the evidence of having a baby in Korea or having a husband in Korea, is just they want you to show that you have some investment in Korea, so that you are less likely to kind of skip town right with the money. Um, so when I first sat down, this is when we went yesterday. The guy was a older gentleman, very serious guy, and that's the one thing I want to. That's one tip I want to give is that when you're doing business in Korea, whether it's with the government or at the bank, if you sit down and the person has a stank attitude, or they act like they don't want to work with foreigners, if I were you, if it's possible, like if there's another place you can go, if I were you, I would politely excuse myself and say, "Oh, I forgot something. I'll be back," and then go to like a different branch. Um, because I've gotten into it with like, especially like a young Korean woman. A lot of times they have like an air of like jealousy of you, of what you're doing in Korea, or it's just hard to work with them. And I always feel like I always get into like really big disagreements with like certain bank tellers and things like that. And so like just an example, last every month I send um maybe $5,000 to $8,000 to China for cargo. And some of the factories they want, a particular factory they want the money in cash, so I send it cash over to them, Western Union. Now when my bank was being remodeled, I had to go to different branches to do this transaction, and sometimes they like would not let me do it, or like gave me a really hard time, like I was doing some kind of scam or something. And to to the point like I almost got put out of the bank, and I had to call my husband to come up there and do the transaction for me. The lady was saying that I needed my passport and all this kind of things, and I was like, no, I don't. I do this every month, twice a month, and she says, oh, the law changed, and I knew the law had not changed. And then when my 2 weeks ago when I went to the bank that I usually go to, I brought my passport and I didn't pull it out. I was like, I want to see the law really changed, like if they require a passport, and they didn't. So she was just giving me a hard time and just kind of like almost treating me like a criminal. So I said it to say that like I'll never go back to that branch. But I said it to say like if you sit down for this loan and the person just acts really like delusional and like they are not willing to help you as a foreigner, I would just go to a different branch. And I recommend going to bank branches where they see a lot of foreigners. Like for example, I usually bank near the Air Force or near the Camp Humphreys military base, where they always see foreigners, and it's not like this huge deal where they'll get all scared and things like that. And where I got my loan was at Pyeongtaek University, and I actually was a professor there before in the past. So I don't know if this man remember me when I taught at the school, but again, it's like a diverse environment where they see foreigners all the time. Um, okay, so like I said, the thing about Korean language, when I sat down, I think the guy had a concern about me getting this loan with my husband doing the talking for me, because women in life sometimes get taken advantage of. Like I've seen all kind of stories of my friends like will take out a house loan for a guy that she's not even married to, or like women sometimes get taken advantage of financially. And I think he had a concern that my husband was taking out like a loan in my name, and I was kind of oblivious to what was going on, because like how I act in public, I just kind of sit on my phone and scroll, and I don't really engage with the Korean population around me. I just kind of zone out whenever I'm out of my comfort zone. And so the guy really made it a point to like my husband was sitting in front of him. He made my husband move and make me sit in front of him. It was like, this is your loan. You need to do this. You need to fill out the paperwork, blah, blah, blah. And so he's talking to me in Korean. And I looked at him like, listen, I don't speak Korean. And the reason why I do that is because like my attitude is like, don't mess with me. Like, don't, I'm grown. Like, I came to Korea when I was young, fancy free. But now I'm almost 40 years old. I don't speak Korean. it ain't gonna happen. Like, not to that degree, you know what I'm saying? It's just I'm just kind of like getting older, and like I don't really care. Like, I'm really set in who I am at this point in my life. And it may change, but I'm just saying, like, in this moment, this is who I am. So you're not gonna like sit there and be barking at me. Like, it feels like an authority figure barking at me in like a different language. It's like, let me just cut this short right here. Like, don't even start it. I looked him straight in the eye, and he got the picture. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if he was gonna work with me, he was gonna have to work with me in broken English or speaking Korean to my husband. So that was a precedent. I mean, like that's like a, sometimes like in life, to get things done, there's like a undercurrent, or like there's like some things there's like not technical that you have to be able to, kind of navigate. And that was first was the language barrier. So the other issue was, of course, entering my English name into the computer wasn't possible. So this guy, like, we had a good feeling about him when we sat down. Like, he wasn't scary, and he wasn't like, he was just like, if the loan can go through, I'll push it through. So he could have gave up when he kept getting this error when he put my name in the system. He could have said, "Oh, it's not possible," but he called the technical department and said, "I'm getting this error. Can you look into it?" So they said, "Yeah, give them like 30 minutes." So we waited like 30 minutes to an hour for them to like reprogram the system to allow my English name to be entered into the computer. And other than that, the paperwork was just like, it was like maybe 30 to 50 sheets of paper, lots of checking the box. The loan is in my business name. It's under Honey Hair. Um, it's connected to the business license. I mean, I don't have any other job, so that's the only thing they would be able to put as my income anyway. So it's a business loan backed by the Korean government. So very little of the money is actually from KB Bank, and it was for $20,000, and it's 2.8% interest rate. The first 2 years, I only have to pay the interest, which is $50 a month, and then for the 3 years after that, I have to pay $600 a month. So it's like really affordable for me, and um, yeah, I really wouldn't have taken out a loan in the beginning. I know a lot of people always think about that, like, I need to start a business with a loan. For me, it was like, I feel like I earned this because I've proven myself. I've proven that I manage money very well, and I've proven that I have business acumen and can survive like really hard times, and like stiff competition, and like when I started Honey Hair 7 years ago, I was the only person doing it besides some small African shops. Now I have major factories, Chinese factories that own a shop out here. I have um, Glossy Beauty, a really talented hair artist that owns a shop. I have a big store from like like two stores from New York came out here. So like I survived some really stiff competition and actually kind of put them under. So like I've proven myself. So I just feel like I didn't come out the gate with a loan, but it's like I'm very confident now taking other people's money because I know that I'm going to flip your money. You give me your money, I'm going to flip it. And I've done it actually several times with private loans and private investors and stuff. I flipped their money and paid everybody back. Um, what else? I'm trying to think. Um, yeah, so we talked about the language barrier. If you speak Korean, that can overcome like you not being married. Okay, that's what I was gonna say. So another tip is that like I have an extensive relationship with this particular bank, but I have a few bank accounts. But with KB Bank, I've been banking with them for 12 years. Okay, I've been banking with them for 12 years. I've invested in saving CDs with this bank, where I was sending 2,800,000 per month into a savings CD, like a high interest. Let me be, it was like seven, it was something crazy, like 7, 8%, and then you get like a bonus if you're living in there for so many years. So like I was doing that for years. So I have like, I'm the kind of person, like, I go to the bank, I look at the pamphlets, I look at the programs that are going on, I look at they call them products, like the different CDs and credit cards. So like I'm really really like into what's going on at the bank and stuff like that, and small investments. It's like because I guess I'm a conservative investor, so I'm not as much as like stock market and like other people. So I'm more like I work really really hard and then just kind of flip my money with the bank conservatively, and then I think it's because I have the businesses. I can flip my money in a big way in the businesses. But I said it to say like get like involved with the bank. Like show that you care about money. Like you're not scared of money. You want your money to work for you. You're not frivolous with money. And so like that's why I felt like I deserved this loan. Like and it's not even what I deserve. Like I feel like I deserve like $1 million loan because that's what people in America can get, and that's why they're able to build really nice restaurants and stuff like that. So this is a drop in the bucket for me, but it's like my first like victory. So like I'll take it, you know what I'm saying? And it's a foreign country, and if I do well, maybe it'll open doors for other people. Um, what else I was gonna say? Um, yeah, CDs, credit cards. Yeah, I've had a credit card with KB Bank for about 8 years, and I got the credit card before I was married. I got the credit card before I was a professor. I just went and applied for it. I probably had a savings CD by then with them already, and I had several accounts. Like there was a time where I had like 3 or 4 different types of accounts because they had different benefits. Um, because I would like whenever I was there, like so you had to deposit or withdraw or send money home, I would look at the little pamphlets next to me and be like, "What's this? What's this?" And I apply for it if I could. So I have an extensive relationship. And then I remember one day, like maybe 11 years ago, I noticed that the banks have like this VIP room, and I was just like, "How do I become VIP?" And I think she was like, "Oh, you need like $20,000 in bank." I was like, "Cool, bet I'm about to be VIP," up in here. And I just like I always have like goals like that, and I'm very just like into money for like money's sake. It's not like I'm gonna go and try to like besides food and stuff. I'm not really spending the money on anything extravagant. I just like the game of money and I like the game of business, and I'm really into it. So, but anyways, um, I'm sorry I'm jumping around a lot, but the really other cool thing about this loan is that it was a computer generated approval. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's what I meant to say. That's what I was trying to say when I was talking about the bank tellers. They are the first barrier of entry, right? If they don't like you, they don't trust you, they think you're a scammer or something like that, they will block you, definitely. Or if they just don't like foreigners or like something like that, they will block you. But once you get past them, once I got past him, I was surprised that so when as soon as he just after my name was able to be entered, when he entered all my information, my tax forms, my business license, my ID, um, and yeah, once he entered that all into the system, the computer generated my approval, just like when you apply to a credit card online or something like that, and it's like instant approval based on your credit score. So that was like cool. It's like yes, I did it. Like in the system, I have good credit, and I am like I don't know. It was just it was just like a really cool feeling. And the person before me, this Korean man, because we were standing behind the bank, the loan area, because I didn't want to go to the main area with all the people because like coronavirus. So I was staying on like the empty side of the bank. Um, and the guy in front of us, he applied for the same loan, so we had to wait like an hour. Like this process took us like 2 or 3 hours. So we were waiting behind him for an hour, and he only got approved for 10,000, and I got approved for 20,000. So it's like I have built myself up, and I just felt so proud. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically it. It's just like, establish credit, get involved with your bank, like develop a relationship with your bank. If you can get multiple accounts that have benefits, if you can get credit cards with benefits, and like, I think when I first got my credit cards, I didn't even use them because I was like, I didn't need them until I opened my business. Now I put my inventory on my credit cards and get the points and stuff like that. So, and then I make the sales, and then I pay my credit card off with the sales at the store. So it wasn't like I just got lucky. It was a long calculated journey. Business license in my name We put the lease in my name, which I'm happy about it now. Like I feel like I have total control over the situation because it's in my name now. But so yeah, that's what I did. And if you have any other questions, let's let me know. And I will talk to you later. Bye bye.